So the tabletop master, I will introduce her. Her English is like a poetry. Her voice sounds like a beautiful song. So let's welcome Leah.
Thank you, Dirk. Actually, today's session is a special one because in our last officer meeting, we decided to host an evaluation workshop today to prepare our members for the upcoming in-club speech contest. So, unfortunately, I will not host table topic session today, but if I have time, if I finish earlier, I will invite some of you to share what happened in the past week as a table topic questions, okay? So without further ado, let's get started. So, why do we need to evaluate? How can we learn from the process of evaluation? We can first see it from the speaker's perspective. If you're a speaker and you get an evaluation, you can get immediate feedback from the audience. So you will quickly know how you perform tonight, good or bad, any improvements that you can make in the future. And also, you can receiving evaluation, because in a Toastmaster environment, the evaluation is always very positive. So it can help you to build your confidence, and you don't need to worry about making mistakes, because by making mistakes, you can always get improved. And if you are the evaluators, how can you learn from this process? First of all, if you're an evaluator, you need to listen carefully, right? So you will need to sharpen your ears and train your listening skills. And also, because there's not much time for you to prepare, and also you don't have much time to speak. You only have 2 to 3 minutes. So it's a good opportunity to train how to organize your thoughts in a short amount of time. And lastly, you can learn to speak effectively and provide constructive feedback. So, you must wonder, how do we evaluate exactly? These are some basic guidelines that will help you to take on an evaluator job in the future. So first of all, what we look for in a speech is the speech purpose. We can see it in 2 different ways. The first is what this speech is about, what's its goal and its core values. You need to listen carefully from your speakers to dig that out. And the second thing is, we all do speeches based on a pathway project. So before you come to the meeting, you can see the agenda and see what pathway project the speaker is going to do, and get that evaluation form from the speaker before the meeting. So you can take a look and see what this speech is going to achieve. For example, in Gemma's speech tonight, what is the speech purpose? Anyone know?
Icebreaker.
Yes, icebreaker. So the speech purpose is to introduce herself to the club. So her evaluator can feedback, is she achieving this goal tonight? Has she fulfilled this objective tonight? So this is the basic rule number 1. And secondly, you can see the evaluation form. There are a lot of aspects available on this wonderful sheet of paper. It has clarity, vocal variety, eye contact, gestures, body language, etc. So all of these can be the elements of your evaluation. If you don't know what to observe, what to review, you can use these as, to construct your evaluation. And then there are also very useful structure that you can use. I highly recommend everyone to use it. we can divide our evaluation into 3 parts: the content, the delivery skills, and the language use of the speaker's speech. So what did they say? How did they say it? And in what language did they say it? So these are 3 aspects that you can use. And also, you have these 3 aspects, right? So you can take it into, you can make your own form to construct your evaluations. Content, delivery, language. So what did the speaker did well in these 3 aspects? And what improvements does the speaker need in these 3 aspects? And finally, what suggestions you can give to the speaker regarding these 3 aspects. So if you take out a sheet of paper, you can actually divide the sheet of paper into 6 areas. So you can note down, your observation and your suggestion using that paper, and it will help you to construct your thoughts in a very organized way. All right. So finally, here are some, tips. Now you know the structure, but are there any tips that can help you do a better job next time? So first of all, remember that evaluation is also a speech. So you must have an opening, body, and conclusion. Most of us will, forgot about to do the conclusion, but it's really important. And also, you can use what we have, called the sandwich method. Anyone know what is the sandwich method? Our senior member must know. Yes, Louis.
Yeah.
So what is it?
Sandwich means you have 3 layers
Yes.
for deliver your evaluation.
Right.
First one, we always use positive feedback.
Yes, compliments.
Compliment. And the second layer should be suggestions.
Yes,
Yeah.
suggestions.
And then final layer should be a conclusion.
Yes, conclusion and compliment again.
Yes, yeah.
So it's like a, strengths, suggestions, and strengths. So it will make your speakers feel better because the suggestion part is in the middle, but you kind of like wrap your evaluation up with compliments in the beginning and in the end. So in your conclusion, the speakers will be motivated to do a better job in her or his speech next time. All right. And also some, just some tips that I wanted to share with you. Always encourage. So it's suggested that you avoid some negative words. For example, instead of saying, I think you didn't prepare enough, you can say, I think you can do more preparation next time. Right. And another example, I think you didn't use many body language today. So instead you can say, I hope to see you use more body language in the future. So try to, transform the negative words into positive ones and give hopes to the speakers, right? So this is really important. And one last thing that, junior and maybe some of the senior evaluators may often neglect is that don't evaluate the person, evaluate their speech. For example, I heard some evaluator might say, I really like who and who because I know last weekend he did something, but this has nothing to do with his speech tonight. So please avoid, commenting on the person himself or herself. Focusing on his or her speech so you will create the biggest value for your speakers to improve. All right? I think that is, oh, sorry, I missed one last thing. And often we, as a junior evaluator like me, when I first joined, I often get afraid when I have to evaluate someone who is more senior than me. But you don't need to be like that, From a Toastmaster magazine article, I read a really interesting approach. You can divide the evaluator role into the seller side and the buyer side. If you are a seller, you're really professional, you know all the details, and you know how to do things right. Correct? Mm-hmm. But not everyone are the sellers. Even if you are the buyer, you can always have your own judgment and your own observation to decide whether a product is good or bad, right? Mm-hmm. For example, we're really familiar with giving 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 stars to the stores. So you can put that buyer into, you can enter that buyer role when you do the evaluation. You can think of an outstanding speaker as an amazing product. And from the buyer side, you can admire how it's delicately designed and how the speaker has, however great performance. But you can always share your feelings and your, opinions toward this speech. You don't need to be really good to evaluate because you have your unique point of view. Mm-hmm. So that's, the idea of this last tip. Right. And the last slide I wanted to share with you is the structure of an evaluation. So opening, body, and conclusion. So in the opening, you can ask the audience a question, or you can remind them how the speaker has performed, in the 5 to 7 minute speech. And then you can compliment, you pick 2 to 3 points to compliment the speakers and address a bit on his or her strength. And then you go into the areas that you think he or her might need to improve and give solid examples to help them improve. And last but not least, conclude yourself. You can summarize, you can echo to, the question you first raised to the audience. And also you can just, give them, remind your audience what you have said in the 2 to 3 minutes. Yeah, so that will be a very well-structured evaluation. Right. And last but not least, practice makes perfect, so please sign up as an evaluator when they approach you, okay? Next time. And I'm looking forward to see all of you shine as evaluators on the stage, because only if the club has great evaluations, our club quality can improve. It's a virtuous cycle. We can always improve, and then we can always give feedback, and everyone will get improved. All right, that's about it. You guys will have time. Yes. So let's